an unprecedented move, the Jawaharlal Nehru University administration has rusticated all 4 office bearers of the JNU Students' Union, the President, Vice President, Secretary and Joint Secretary for 2 semesters, declaring them out of bounds of the campus. Former JNUSU President Nitish Kumar has also been given the same punishment. The administration has held them guilty of vandalism during a protest held last year. According to the JNUSU, 8 other students have also been fined 19,000 rupees each, allegedly for clapping and participating in the protest.
We 4 office bearer of the student union got rusticated for 2 semesters and we each were fined for 20,000 rupees.
The issue dates back to August last year, when the administration decided to install facial recognition cameras in JNU's Central Library. The JNUSU says the administration had repeatedly given verbal assurances that these surveillance measures would not be installed after the previous union staged a prolonged sit-in outside the library. However, according to the Students' Union, the cameras were installed surreptitiously in the middle of the JNUSU elections in November of 2025.
See, this issue has been going on since the last union. The last union had sat on an indefinite strike, requesting for dialogue with the administration because the basic questions the administration did not have answers. Where will our sensitive data such as FRT, which there is no law in the country that is governing the storage and the application of facial recognition technology across the country, and here is the university without showing us any minutes of the meeting, without showing us any MOUs. They are installing FRT in such a campus. So the union, taking it as a responsible union, the previous union sat on an indefinite strike against it, and they were promised by the registrar that there would be a committee with all of the stakeholders present, and that committee will decide what the further course of action should be regarding FRT. And in such a manner, that apathetic attitude of the administration, pure farce of the administration, that despite their own declaration that a committee will be sat when the moral code of conduct has been applied during the JNUSU elections, overnight they installed the FRT system because they also know that when the moral code of conduct is in play, then the union hands are tied. The union is a caretaker union and students will not mobilize because it will go against the moral code of conduct. So when the new union gets elected, it is our promise to the students, as soon as we come into the union, this will be one issue that we will get a resolution into. So we hold several meetings with the administration, we hold several dialogue, and everywhere we were turned away, we were shown, we were humiliated and we were thrown out of their offices, and multiple attempts of us went into vain, and finally we had to hold a protest against the surveillance and the facial recognition technology, on which now the administration has charged us of vandalism and the administration has rusticated.
The JNUSU has rejected the charge of damaging public property, calling it a complete lie. They have also alleged that the inquiry against them was one-sided and procedurally unfair.
Regarding the inquiry procedure, I should tell you that they start by declaring us, by considering us as culprits. They would not, as I mentioned earlier, that would they hold an inquiry on the people who started installation without due process, without considering the fact that registrar himself has said that there would be a committee which would table its report, and only after that, until that, status quo would be maintained. Will there be an inquiry on that? Who are the witnesses? We don't know. We were not given chance to provide our witnesses, the students who were being forced to scan their faces, who were being forced to register.
The union has also questioned the timing of the disciplinary action, pointing out that the inquiry had concluded much earlier. They allege the crackdown is an attack on student unionization and coincides with the start of their campaign against the Supreme Court stay on the UGC Equity Regulations 2026. The stay, granted on the grounds that the regulations were vague, was preceded by a massive upper caste backlash.
this I want to say basically this is a clear attack on our right to union in across country. If you see, there are central universities where there is no functional student union.
But the timing of our out of bounds order and rustication order clearly suggests that when we are at the right nick of the time, when we are starting a movement against the stay on the UGC Equity Regulations 2026, is when this attack on us, this onslaught on us, this crackdown on us has happened. But we would like to reiterate our stance that the union will stand stronger with the mandate of the students, with bigger mobilization, and all of the movement that they want to remove us from, we will lead those movements.
While the JNU administration did not respond to queries, the JNU Teachers Association has come out in support of the Students' Union. In a statement, the JNUTA demanded the immediate revocation of the rustication orders and reiterated its demand for the removal of the Vice-Chancellor. On Thursday, February 5th, various MPs also came out in support of the JNUSU, demanding that their rustication orders be withdrawn. The MPs included Manoj Jha from RJD, Shashikant Sendil from Congress, Raja Ram Singh from CPIML Liberation, and Rajkumar Roat from Bharat Adivasi Party. The JNUSU also called for a university strike. Even as the JNUSU office bearers remain barred from campus, they have signaled defiance, saying the unprecedented crackdown will be met with unprecedented resistance.
See, JNUSU, it's clear that we have become representatives of the students to take up the issues of the students, and as long as there is a glimmer left of democracy, dissent will also coexist. And if you don't have the spine to take dissent into account, then you should resign from the office. You don't have any right to stay in the office. We are union representatives, and we will continue to take forward the struggles of the students in this campus and the voices of the students in this campus.
As I told you, it's not me to follow. It's not just on me. It's the students. Ask them, are they ready to see their union being out of bounds or being declared rusticated? And I think not. And this we'll see today evening in the Mashal Jalus, that nobody is ready to agree, to adhere to their office orders. This is our campus, this is our universities and these gates, and who are they to declare us out of bounds? It has been a long struggle of a lot of people to bring us inside these campuses. We'll not let those things, those struggles just go on their whims and fancies.